Hey there. So yes, your postcode or your zip code for our American cousins has a big influence on the path that we take early in life and our future success. So is our success just a matter of dumb luck? Well, if it was, there'd be no point in me recording this segment. So stay tuned. So for sure, yes, your postcode where you're born and the start in life that you get, your genetics that you inherited from your parents, do make a big influence on the path that we take. But to be useful, I'd like us to consider three things. The first is that these things were a much bigger influence many years ago, 40, 50 years ago. Where you were born determined much more of the friends you made in the neighborhood, the school that you went to, and even where you worked. People tended to work in businesses that were in their local catchment area. So there was a much more bigger influence years ago. The second idea that I'd like you to consider is that to be useful, we can consider our postcodes as a much wider concept than just the place that we live and our genes. It comprises of, yes, where we live, our genes, where we work, the people that we choose to hang out with when we're not at work or not in the office, the pastimes that we engage in, what we consume online and offline, the books that we read, the courses that we attend, the information that we feed our brain. All of these things make up our virtual postcode. The third idea, and possibly the biggest and most important idea of all, is that we can change them. We can change our postcode. It might not be that easy to change where we live right now. We certainly can't change where we were born, and we can't change our genetics. But what we choose to do in the rest of our life has far more flexibility than ever before. So we can change our postcode. If you're tired of being the smartest person in the room, get a new room. Seek out people that can support you and challenge you on your journey. I'm a scientist at heart, and we can all think of people in all walks of life that have been fantastically successful, but who have not come from great postcodes. They haven't been served up a huge advantage very early in their lives. They've chosen to change their path and become successful. Does that mean that it's easy? Of course not. You've got to want to do it. I heard an interview recently with Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits, who is the architect of one of the most famous guitar riffs, I think, in history. And he said, you've got to want to do it. When things don't sound right or in those challenging moments, you've got to want to get better in order to get better. So you can change your postcode, but you need to want to do it. In changing your postcode, the last idea I'd like to share with you is that in your new postcode, I highly encourage you to have one or more people that can push back against you, that can help you see what you can't see, help tell you what you need to hear, however unpleasant that might be, but to help share the unvarnished truth with you. And yes, from time to time, give you a kick in the pants with full love and respect, of course. But to have that person in your postcode is very, very important if you want to be successful over the long term. So, yes, your postcode has a big influence. To be useful, it can be considered all of those things that make up your virtual environment, and you have the power to change and shape it like never before. And make sure in that postcode you've got somebody that can help drive you and support you to be the very best of yourself. I really hope that that did make sense. Here is to a fantastic postcode for you. Take care of each other, and I look forward to sharing with you again soon.